Hello, and welcome to the Sisters of the Shire Podcast. I'm Abby.
And I'm Ashley.
And our podcast is all about talking about our love of Tolkien stories and maybe introducing or helping you through some that you might have missed.
This season, we are covering the Unfinished Tales, Tolkien's extended version / alternate universe / deleted scenes of a lot of the stories from the Silmarillion, plus some bonus content that didn't quite work with the Silmarillion narrative flow.
So, whether you've read every book cover to cover, or you're just here because you're curious about Tolkien's other works or had a hard time reading them, all are welcome.
Now let's dive into the Unfinished Tales. Let's go!
Yeah, let's go!
Let's go! How are you, Abby?
I'm cold. It was so beautiful
So
yesterday.
cold!
It was so beautiful on Saturday, and I was stuck at work, but my work has like the whole front of the building of my work is windows, so I can see how beautiful it is outside. I'm like, oh my gosh, and people are like, oh my gosh, it's like 67 degrees outside. It's so nice. It's so warm. I'm like, that's cool. I'm stuck inside this building looking at it. I don't get to go outside. And then today, it was like, you know what? No. You get 30 degrees. And I'm like,
Yeah, but this afternoon,
rain.
it's going to be like 55 or something crazy. Like, that's the thing with the Pacific Northwest and why I don't think Idaho should count as the Pacific Northwest because it's not the same. Because it could start in, it's like, this is a very spring and fall thing where like it will start at like 30 degrees in the morning. And then by the afternoon, it will be like 55. And then like randomly it will drop down because like a cloud move in a certain position and then it'll drop down to like 40. And then and that's why we wear layers. And that's why we don't look super fashionable. Like the thought of just like, what was it? Is there a Gilmore Girls reference where like you stopped dressing for the weather because you wanted to look you cared more about looking pretty than the weather? We don't really have that choice. Like you always have to dress for the weather.
Yeah. I'm looking at my weather app right now, and so we started soccer last week, and I've already had to cancel one. I've already had to cancel one practice because it was like dumping rain, and then our first practice, my poor girls were freezing. Like I could barely feel my hands and like close my fingers because it was so cold. I'm looking at the weather app right now, and it's supposed to rain till next Wednesday.
Yep, I'm looking at an 80% chance,
95%
95% chance. Yeah, I think we have the same. Oh, mine's Monday.
So that's like almost a week and a half of raining, and I'm like, cool. So,
but you know what? It is beautiful. We do have beautiful summers because of the we suffer, but then we're gonna be happy about it later because it's gonna be so pretty.
Suffer, but then you're gonna be happy about it.
Anyways, how much do you remember of last episode? I apologize for the delay. Sometimes the podcasting is like just goes effortlessly. Like Abby and I just like pick a time and a place and we do it, and the editing takes like nothing. And then there are times where the podcasting gods do not smile upon us. Maybe we did not make the correct sacrifices. I'm so sorry, podcast gods. Please give us your mercy.
I'm sorry. It's partially my fault because my poor computer has decided to stop making any sound. And it's kind of important to hear your co-host when you're on a podcast, and I can't hear her at all on my computer. So I have to use my husband's computer, which is like, there's someone new is using me. I'm not going to work right.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh.
You're not Colt. Ew.
Who are you? Imposter. Yeah. So
you have to tell them what happened though when it did randomly play music.
Oh. So my computer, like I just said, has not been playing any sound. Like I'll play a YouTube video or Spotify or something, and nothing is working. Like it says it's playing, but no sound is coming out of my computer. It's very annoying. I've checked every possible thing to say, have it still tell me like, actually, we don't know why it's not working. And so my computer just stays in my office, and I came home, or I was outside weeding, and I like came inside, and the house was like dark and no one was inside the house, and I walk in and there was like music playing and I was like, what the heck? And I like go into my office and my computer was totally off. Not off, like powered off, but like the screen wasn't on or
Closed.
anything. And it was playing music randomly, but it was also playing the song when I think it was when Gandalf dies. I think that's what the song was.
Yes, that's what it was.
It was like that like high pitched little boy choir boy singing, and I was like, what is happening?
It's like
was
your
like-
computer is having its own eulogy for itself.
Yeah. I was like, hey, my computer has good taste, good choice of music, but also what? Especially when you come in and the house is dark and no one else is in the house, and then there's just this little boy singing this really sad song in the darkness.
And then it just stopped doing anything.
It doesn't work anymore, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's officially dead then. Like, it had its own little funeral.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's so
don't
funny.
know. It
That's hilarious.
sang itself to sleep.
Well, we do have to start with this episode, unfortunately. Or fortunately, because it's going to be a fun one.
Yes.
No stupidity. No, is that healthy? No, maybe we should have just stopped this while we were ahead, guys. None of that. No. Just loving
Aldarion
and
is going to make
relationships.
great, healthy relationship choices. He's a dad now, so he's got to make like healthy parenting choices, right? Right. Yeah, right?
I might make Abby cry this episode. I'm just saying. Abby is the empath and has all of the feelings.
For you to be telling me these sad things. So
well, let's see if my prediction is true.
Oh my gosh. For real though, wrong time of the month. I was watching a TikTok video of this little boy who got an award at school for being the most kind, and he started crying and he was like wiping his eyes with his whole forearm like really dramatically, and he was probably like in first grade sobbing. I was like, he deserved it. He's such a kind boy. I don't know him. I don't know who that was.
You don't know him. I don't know him.
Yeah.
But he is the kindest boy.
Yeah, angel from heaven.
Well, let's see how this goes then. So, how much did you remember of last week?
I remember that they finally got married.
The wedding.
They finally, and the elves came, and it was a party.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went on their honeymoon tour, and then it kind of skipped forward a little bit, and they had a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And she was beautiful as always.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Tolkien has said like, and this was an ugly baby.
I
don't think he's mentioned that there's any ugly babies in any of Middle Earth, but
this is like the second most fair of all of Númenor. So, I mean, there is that.
I mean, they've got the parent goggles on. They have to say that.
That's true. That's true.
Every parent thinks their baby is the cutest.
And how would they know? Like, line them all up from, like, you know, beginning to the end. Rise that one up from the grave.
Yeah.
Like, how do you compare it? But
like
Cusco, when he's like, "You're ugly."
Let me guess.
And let me guess, you have a great personality. Did not even rehearse that, you guys. We are just that in sync with each other. So, yes, baby Ancalimë was born in the spring, because everything happens with this couple in the spring. And remember the 2 awesome gifts that they were given? Or technically 3. From the Eldar. Uh-huh.
And I don't remember the second one.
There were 2 like birds.
Oh, birds!
That were,
that's right.
They're like little love birds.
They're cute little birds.
Yes. So after their royal tour is over, they go back to Armenelos and they plant the tree. The birds are like, you know, that's their new home. It's in the tree. It's all beautiful. They have the baby. And then Aldarion starts getting that itch again, and he starts building the most enormous ship
Oh, yeah.
ever that they nickname the Wooden Whale.
Yeah. The cruise liner.
Yes. And then they have this very awkward, like, you're not going to go sailing again, right? Like, you're staying here, right? And he goes, oh, yeah, sure. Cool. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Where they were like talking
And then,
while smiling, like, you
yeah.
surely don't mean you're gonna sail away, right? We just had a baby.
Yes.
She's, needs a father.
And yeah, that's pretty much how last episode ended, with us just knowing this, like, powder what powder keg is about to explode.
Yes.
There's this song lyric in there. Okay. Anyways, so little baby girl Ancalimë, is almost 4 years old now. So Erendis and Aldarion have been married for about 6 years, which means it has been just long enough since Aldarion has gone voyaging, and now that itch is back and he has to go again. Quote, Aldarion at last declared openly to Erendis his desire to sail again from Númenor. She sat silent, for he said nothing that she did not already know, and words were in vain. So, like, why even bother trying to, like, logic? He doesn't understand logic in this kind of a scenario. Like, guilt, she's already done that. Like, what other cards in her deck does she have? Like, she just...
His eyes have glazed over already.
Yeah. How would you have responded? Like, I personally would have cried and then started yelling and throwing stuff, but that's just me.
So my husband does leave a lot. Like, he has to go work a lot, and I'm just like, okay, cool, whatever, see you later. I'm just like, I get stuff done without you, that's fine.
I don't need no man.
Yeah. He left. I mean, I love my husband. This is not shaming him. It's not shaming
and he actually gets paid when he leaves. Aldarion does not get paid. This is not helping your livelihood.
But he left me, I think I was 2 weeks after having Oakley.
Well, that is just wrong.
And he left for a week. And I had 2 other children. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Like, I barely just got cleared to walk on my own.
I know.
Jeez.
It's not like I keep that in my memory to bring up during fights or anything. No, we rarely fight. Anyway.
It's true. Anyways. So, as much as I don't like Aldarion, for all of the reasons, let's just say, he did wait long enough for Ancalime's 4th birthday. He waited till the birthday.
Wow. So kind of him. Yeah, woo, the bare minimum.
Yeah. Quote, and he made much of her that day. She laughed and was merry, though others in that house were not so. Like, he tried to make this day special for her because he was about to leave. I'll give him like a centimeter for that. But the fact that everyone else knew he was leaving and was mad at him, and like everyone's just like glaring at him, and Ancalime's just like, my daddy loves me for once. Yay! Life is...
He remembered my name today. Hooray! Okay, sidebar. Do you feel like Tolkien wrote this in not thinking that Aldarion is doing anything wrong because of just like the time era of that lifestyle that like men just were like, okay, bye, and women were like, this is normal. They like never really were around, like men who traveled or worked or went off to war or whatever. They were like, I have to leave for 3 years. And they're like, yeah, that's the thing that men do. Like, no. Or even pushing it back even farther. Pushing it back even farther to like, like Regency era where they're like, or Edwardian eras where they're like, well, I have to go to London. It'll be 4 months before I come back. You know what I mean? Like, that they just like leave, and the mom and the children are like, oh, that's what daddy does. That's what they do, is they just go and they're gone forever. And I'm like, in my brain, I'm like, do you think Tolkien's like, yeah, that's just normal? Why are you guys like so mad about it?
Yeah, I mean, maybe a teensy little bit, but I mean, I'm thinking of like Tolkien's timeline of his life. I mean, technically his dad was gone for a long time, like in South Africa, but that was because they couldn't like afford to have all of them go together. And he had to like establish like a home and stuff like that. And that was for work or either for work or for the military. I don't remember at the top of my head. At this exact moment, you guys, I'm so sorry, I'm failing. But then other times, yeah, like he went off to war and Edith had to wait. Or maybe he had to go on like a lecture circuit or something and Edith had to wait. Like, I don't see him being like, you know what, I have this hobby of botany and I have to leave for years at a time for botany. Like, I feel
I mean,
like
some men did do that, but yes.
Well, sure. But I don't think that was the norm.
I'm just
But what's
saying,
funny,
you think in his
yeah.
brain when he wrote Aldarion, he's like, I don't see him doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like, he's allowed to do that. Anyway.
Like, do you think secretly he was like, this is the kind of relationship I would want? Like,
yeah,
just being able to leave for years at a time.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I'm sure he loved Edith and the children and stuff, but it's an idea. I love one thing I like about this podcast is that we like to delve into like what was his inspiration for these things, and are there any ties to his own history or his own feelings or his own events in his own life that, you know, gave him inspiration for these ideas in the story. So I love it, Abby. I like to think of it.
Okay.
I like to think of it. The think of it.
I like the think of it too.
Yeah. So while my heart is shattering a little bit that this this like little like bubble of a day that Ancalimë had with her dad, our hearts are just going to be like obliterated because Ancalimë that night asks her dad, quote, "Where will you take me this summer, Tatanya?" My father, "I should like to see the white house and the sheepland that Mamiel, or my mother, tells of." Like, Daddy, when are we going to the estate? Daddy,
Yeah.
when are we going on holiday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to take me to the park, Dad? Have the
Quote,
best day ever?
Aldarion did not answer. And the next day, he left the house and was gone for some days.
Oh.
Are you freaking kidding me, Aldarion? You monster.
He couldn't face up to the reality. He couldn't face up to the guilt he felt of like, oh, I'm leaving this child, my child, because I just want to go sailing again.
Yeah. Well, technically, this wasn't him like leaving. When I first read it, I'm like, he just left right then. So like they lived in Armenelos, but Romena was like, you know, I'm not sure how many days away or hours away, but it was, you know, a ways away. So he was over there in like the harbor getting his boat and ship ready to sail. So he wasn't leaving quite yet. So that's why he was gone just like a few days. So when everything was all ready, Aldarion did come back to say goodbye to Erendis. Quote, "Then against her will, tears were in her eyes. They grieved him, and yet irked him, for his mind was resolved, and he hardened his heart. Come, Erendis, 8 years I have stayed. You cannot bind forever in soft bonds the son of the king, of the blood of Tur and Erendiel, and I am not going to my death. I shall soon return."
She's heard
His
this
wife's
before.
Tears made him sad and also irked him. Like, he was annoyed by her tears. Like, dare you make me feel guilty?
Yeah, no, he did not enjoy the feeling of guilt, and so he got mad at her.
Yeah.
My Middle-earth therapist. I'm the Middle-earth therapist.
So I feel like you might be having some big feelings about these tears. Is it because maybe you feel the guilt or the shame, as you should? No, family. Yeah.
We should have a segment called Middle-earth Therapy.
Yes.
And it's just skits of the characters coming in and talking to a real therapist. Like, if you had a stable home with 2 parents that were there who loved you, then maybe you would have turned out better.
Aldarion did!
I'm saying a lot of other characters in this story.
One person that I was commenting with, I think on a Spotify comments, was like, maybe it was because he felt forced into being king. Like, maybe he was never given the choice of any other professions. I'm like, I'm not sure if that quite is the problem. I just feel like he wants to do whatever he wants. Like, and also if he denied the kingship or whatever, then he wouldn't have the money and the means to go on journeys. So, and he wouldn't like have the clout either. Like,
yeah.
Gil-galad is not just going to meet up with some random dude from Númenor. He's above that. So you have a wife and daughter that love you, and they're sad to see you leave, and you respond with noting how annoyed you are with their sadness. This man, I cannot. And also, nice try using Tor and Erendil as prime examples for you to use it as an excuse. Like, Erendil was a garbage bag, like, as a dad, too. So I'm not sure if, like, look at that guy. That is an awesome, like, you know, example of a good parent. Like, dude, you left your family forever. You became a constellation in the... You became a star rather... I mean, I'm not sure if you had a choice. Rather than be a dad. Yeah, really, though. Like, he made this big sacrifice to go to Valinor to plead the case of, you know, the men to the Valar. And what about his sons?
Yeah.
They never...
Elrond.
Yeah, Elrond and Elros. Anyways, but Tor... You know Tor would never have done this to Idril. Tor is a man who is a gentle soul, skipping through the meadow, playing music, wearing flower crowns. He would never.
It's true.
But don't worry. He'll be back soon, Erendis. This jerk will eventually come back. Don't worry, he's not going to die. He's not going to his death. He'll come back. He'll be fine. He'll be back soon. And then Erendis replies, quote, soon? But the years are unrelenting, and you will not bring them back with you, and mine are briefer than yours. My youth runs away, and where are my children, and where is your heir? Too long and often of late is my bed cold. Like, how are you going to make more beautiful children if you aren't around, Aldarion? Do you, like, even want children? Because that's kind of how it works. You have to kind of be together. Did no one teach him about the birds and the bees? Now the petty and pouting Aldarion makes his entrance as he says, quote, often of late I have thought that you preferred it so. Like, I didn't know you even wanted me in your bed. I thought you didn't want me there.
Oh my gosh.
Excuse me?
I hate that retort. Like, well, I didn't even think you wanted me there. Like, oh my gosh. Yes, I'm feeling emotional about you leaving for me to turn around and say, I actually don't even want you here.
Yeah. And as if, like, Erendis was, like, pushing him away at all. Like, I feel like she was, if anything, trying to be indifferent. Like, if she was, like, she can't promote the sailing, right? Like, she can't, like, be on board. But you also can't, like, cling to him and, like, outlaw it, saying, you know, you absolutely cannot do that. Because, you know, he's a man. He's soon to be king. You can't tell him what to do necessarily. So she's, like, almost indifferent. And somehow he took that as, like, oh, she doesn't even want me. Men. But then I cannot handle him, this, like, rose-colored glasses almost, like, this trying to make it better. But, like, I seriously have that, like, seriously?
Yeah.
Because he says, quote, but let us not be wroth, even if we are not of like mind. Look in your mirror, Erendis, and I imagine him just, like, stroking her face. You are beautiful, and no shadow of age is there yet. You have time to spare to my deep need. 2 years is all that I ask.
Oh my gosh.
You don't look old yet. You're fine.
You're fine. You're gorgeous.
Like, I'm hearing that you're a little insecure about your beauty. Let me just take care of that.
I gotta go.
She's not worried about looking pretty anymore. She's worried about dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like, okay, Abby, I can hear some men in this world that would find this statement reasonable to say to your wife. I mean, he's doing everything right, isn't he? He's saying she's beautiful, that he doesn't want to fight. He just wants 2 little years. I mean, he's being upfront about how long he's wanting. I mean, that isn't asking for much, is it? Like, how do you explain to a man everything he did wrong there? Like,
he's like, trying to say all the right things. So she's like, oh, okay, you can go.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I think the main thing is he's not validating. Again, we're turning this into like therapy corner, but there's no validation of her feelings.
Yeah, skipping over to what he's feeling, right?
Yes, exactly. They need to do the typical couples therapy. I feel like,
Yeah. You're not
oh my
hearing
gosh,
me.
yes. Now, Erendis has tried logic before, but now she's getting a little worked up. Like this is almost like, she's tried to stay really calm, use logic, or just, be indifferent, but now she's getting a little worked up here. And she says, quote, "Say rather 2 years I will take, whether you will or no. Take 2 years then, but no more. A king's son of the blood of Erendil should also be a man of his word."
And then does she dramatically turn her dress and walk off?
Yes. I mean, okay, she has a point. He always says 2 years, but he's always gone for longer. Like, why make promises you can't keep and have proven time and time again you can't keep? Like, clearly you've been having troubles getting back every time. There's something that's preventing, the weather, the people that have like taken over his little settlement of Vignolande. Like, there's things that are out of your control. And I think like maybe a week or a month or two, like longer for just accidental, I cannot prevent this coming. Things are understandable, but he's like years behind. So yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
What is he doing that whole time?
Yeah. Secret other family.
I mean, I would not be surprised. And I really wish we had the context of how long it takes to get from Númenor to Middle-earth. That would help a lot with my being angry at him. Because if it takes like a year to get there, then okay, fine. I don't think so, though. Now, it doesn't say if he stayed up all night preparing for his journey, if he slept on the Númenorian equivalent of the couch that night. If they slept together, I have no idea. But obviously he slept on the couch, right? But really, how do you end that kind of a fight? Like, you just go to bed angry, which you're not supposed to do. So, however the night passed, the next morning, Aldarion, quote, hastened away. He lifted up Ancalimë and kissed her. But though she clung to him, quote, hastened away, he lifted up Ancalimë and kissed her. But though she clung to him, he set her down quickly and rode off.
No. It's hard enough for me to leave my 4-year-old to go to work. That is mean.
I'm just thinking of every like goodbye in every movie. Like the Patriot is the one I automatically think of. That little girl. Papa.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Mine are, of course, the scenes from Emma, the BBC Emma. There's like 3 different instances you see little kids being taken away from their parents, and I'm like, meh. And then there's another one that's like so heartbreaking. It just popped up my feed, and then I just remembered. I was like, oh my gosh, that's why I've never watched this one like in a long time. It's the Sandra Bullock rom-com called, not rom-com, but like
Hope Floats.
Hope Floats.
Hope
where the
Floats.
dad is driving away and the little girl is crying so hard and running after him, and the I cannot, because she doesn't understand why he's leaving. Oh my gosh. That one.
That's the one. That's the one right there. Because in the Patriot, he came back and he cared and he gave her a hug and said, it's okay. I'm trying to fight for America. But that one, no. Hope Floats, the guy was being a jerk and he just left because he's a jerk. Like Aldarion's a jerk. Yes, I like it. Well, I hate it, but I think that's more. Yeah. So Aldarion rides off. I'm sure he's annoyed by his daughter and his wife's tears. And he heads to the port of Romena to board his whale of a ship. Now, I told you that...
whale of a tale, I'll tell you lads. A whale of a tale or two.
Have we talked about the butt shaking in that scene?
Yes.
I cannot with that guy. Okay, so the men of Númenor kind of nicknamed his ship the Wooden Whale. But its official name would be Hirelande, or Haven Finder.
Oh.
Not my favorite.
I mean, it's no... What's the other really cool ship name? Didn't the Swan ship or Elendil's ship have a cool name?
I'm looking up Erendil's ship name. Name of Erendil's ship, because I can't remember it either. Vingilot. Foam Flower. That was the one. Foam Flower.
That's cool.
That's cool, man. So at this departure, there was no blessing from Daddy Menaldor. He is not on board with this. There was also no bequeathing of the green bow of return from Erendis. In fact, it was the wife of the captain of the ship who was the one who ended up bequeathing the bow, which I think
he's not
might
even
have...
the captain?
That's what I am saying. If Aldarion isn't the captain, what is his title? What is above the captain?
Moneybags.
Moneybags, yes. So, like, the fact that it's obvious to everyone that Erendis is not on board by giving the bow, because she did the bow last time before the wedding when he had to go. But now she's done. So, like, who else is going to do it? And the captain, like, just, like, looks at his wife and looks at the bow and, I'll do it. I'll do it. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's very obvious that it's not Erendis doing it. Might have irked Aldarion a bit more. So, quote, Aldarion's face was dark and troubled as he stood at the prow. He did not look back until the Meneltarma was far off in the twilight. So, like, he didn't even look back to see if Erendis and Ancalimë were there. He just is like, nope.
She gets to go hang out with her grandpa. That's what I'm going to say. That he's the best, the king is the best grandpa, and he treats her so sweetly. So, in my brain, that's what's going on.
That would be the healthy thing to do. That's not what's going to be happening, though.
No.
So, what right does he have to be angry? Really? Like, who is he angry at? Erendis? Like, how dare you be sad at me leaving? It's kind of like, okay, so I was having this mama guilt this morning because Lizzie and I both slept in. And so usually in the morning we both wake up, we have like this little snuggle session in bed, and then we get ready for school. Well, we both slept in, so we didn't have our little snuggle session. And so Lizzie was very angry at me this morning. And I'm just like, what the heck, man? And then, like, she's walking into school and she starts crying. I am sorry. I was so mean to you this morning. I'm like, it's okay, sweetie. I just wanted to snuggle with you. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So, don't be mad that your child misses you is all I'm saying. Anyways, we didn't really get to see this side of things before. But on the day of Aldarion's departure, Erendis just stayed in her room all day. Quote, grieving, but deeper in her heart, she felt a new pain of cold anger. And her love of Aldarion was wounded to the quick. She hated the sea, and now even the trees that once she had loved, she desired to look upon no more, for they recalled to her the masts of great ships.
I mean, it's not their fault.
I know. Like, what's next? Like, it couldn't drink water because it reminded her of the sea. She couldn't smell salt at the dinner table because it reminded her that her husband preferred the salt of the sea to his own wife and daughter. Like, it's never ending, man.
Anybody's name starts with the letter C.
So, fed up with all of these constant reminders of Aldarion and of the sea and ships that he chose over her, she took her daughter and went back to her homeland of Emiraye, because you know what doesn't remind her of the sea? Sheep and pastures and quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quote, sweeter it is to my ears than the mewing of gulls.
I mean, sure.
She likes the bleating of sheep more than the mewing of gulls.
Okay.
So while you wish they had stayed in Armenelos and hung out with Grandpa Menaldor, who I'm sure was an amazing grandpa, let's just be honest, because he is the king from Cinderella who just wants to play with his grandchildren.
Yeah.
She just decides, like, you know what? It's too hard. And so I'm just going to keep her all to myself, and I'm going to make things better. I'm going to be the mom and the dad. She didn't need to, but this is what she's doing. So
Okay.
just the two of them, mother and daughter, at her white house of Emiraye. Just them, the sheep, and the pastures. They did have servants, but they were all women, like on purpose, because men suck. In fact, Erendis, quote, sought ever to mold her daughter to her own mind and to feed her upon her own bitterness against men.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
Happy International Women's Day yesterday.
Yes. Like, I feel this world that Erendis is creating for her daughter is what I imagine, like, feminism is at its, like, most extreme. Like, I'm not against feminism. I just am saying, like, it's a bit far. Like, we do still need men in you know, to...
Some aspects.
Yeah, some aspects of men. In fact, Ancalimë rarely saw men at all. And Erendis seemed to prefer it that way. Any farm workers, shepherds, messengers from the king, all were either kept at a distance or would leave as soon as they could. Quote, for to men there seemed a chill in the house that put them to flight, and while they were they felt constrained to speak half in whisper.
I don't know why the scene from, like, in my brain, she turned into the crazy Renee Zellweger from Cold Mountain. It was like, ain't nobody gonna take my Cold Mountain. And it's just like, I don't like man. You get off this hill. This is my sheep.
Let's put him in a pot.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part. But, like, so it's all women. It's very quiet. Like, the men just aren't, like, oh, it's, like, not just quiet. Like, it's an uncomfortable quiet for any man that walks in. Like, this is a library, right? Like, it's an all-women staffed library. Now, I'm sure you have been wondering, whatever happened to those adorable lovebirds that the Eldar gave to Erendis for her wedding? What do you think happened to them?
Did she forget them?
She forgot them.
I was gonna say she left in a rage. She probably packed very lightly.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't want to be reminded of her wedding.
Yes, precisely. So even though she moved to almost the opposite side of Númenor, remember the elves did train the birds to stay with her. So one morning, the birds were sitting at her windowsill singing to her. Somehow she had forgotten these adorable words, and they still found her. And you know what she said to them?
Was she nice to them?
Quote, sweet fools, fly away. There is no place for such joys as yours.
Oh, but they were just trying to be nice. She basically made a convent, I will say. She basically made like a...
Yes.
Yeah, a convent.
Okay, yeah, I like that. I like that analogy better than the library. A lot more quiet. And what did the birds do next after being shushed away? Well, they stopped singing at once. I mean, obviously their music was not going to be appreciated there. But they did fly around the roof of her house a few times, and then they flew west in the direction of Erendis' father's house. Quote, where she had lain with Aldarion on their way from the feast in Andunier, and where Núneth and Berengar found them on the morning of the next day. But when Núneth held out her hands to them, they flew steeply up and fled away. And she watched them until they were specks in the sunlight, speeding to the sea, back to the land whence they came.
And then they returned to the elves, and the elves are like, tell us the hot goss. Why are you back?
Yes, spill the tea. Like, these birds are amazing. They were just trying to do their best to find the couple that they were given to. Little did they know that newlywed couple no longer exists. Or maybe they were flying to get an elvish marriage counselor. I mean, is that how it works? They were like really just like spies, like on the marriage. Let us know how things go.
The elves knew it would never last.
Yes. I do wonder, though, this doesn't happen, but, like, what if they had found Aldarion on the sea? How he would have reacted? He probably would have reacted the same as Erendis. Like, get out of here. What are you doing here?
Catch him. We'll eat him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's more likely would have happened. So, Mama Núneth deduces from the arrival and departure of the birds that Aldarion has left again. Interesting deduction, but, I mean, she's not wrong. To which her dad, Berengar, he's confused. If he left her again, why didn't she write to us? Or why didn't she come back to live with us? To which Mama Númenor said, quote, "She has sent news enough, for she has dismissed the elven birds, and that was ill done. It bodes no good. Why, my daughter? Surely you knew what you must face? But let her alone, Berengar, wherever she may be. This is her home no longer, and she will not be healed here. He will come back, and then may the Valar send her wisdom, or guile at the least." I cannot read Mama Númenor at all because, I kind of know the definition of guile, but, just to, it's not a word I could define, off the top of my head. I could read it in context and be like, yeah, that's guile. But the actual definition of guile is sly or cunning intelligence. Not sure what Erendis is going to do with that, but apparently Mama Númenor wants her to have that.
Yeah.
So,
to say, hey,
cunningly keep him home with your feminine wiles or something.
Get the kingdom.
Yes. Ooh, or that, yeah.
Yeah.
So the second year of Aldarion's voyage is approaching, and Erendis, by the king's wish, it should be noted, sent orders to have their house in Armenelos to be ready for Aldarion's return. I really wonder what that letter from Meneldur said to Erendis. Hey, daughter-in-law, I know my son is a jerk sometimes, but, it is almost time for him to come home. He pinky promised he'd be home in 2 years. Isn't that so exciting? Don't you think it would be so nice if the house was all ready for him when he returns? What do you think? Sure miss you and my beautiful granddaughter. Daddy Meneldur. So
yes, I promise I didn't raise him to be like this.
Yes. So while Erendis is a good daughter-in-law and did give orders to have the house fixed up, she does a bit of a power move here that you just have to respect. She makes no plans for her and her daughter to return. So she's getting the house ready, but she's like, I'm not going to hold my breath that Aldarion will be home when he promised he would. And she even goes as far as to tell Meneldur that. She says, quote, "I will come if you summon me, but have I a duty now to hasten? Will it not be time enough when his sail is seen in the east?"
Just let me know when you can actually see a ship, okay? And then I'll be there.
Yeah. And apparently this next part she said to herself, not Meneldur. So in my head, she wrote it, but then she crossed it out or tried squiggling it off or something, because she says, quote, "Will the king have me wait upon the quay like a sailor's lass? Would that I were, but I am so no longer. I have played that part to the full."
Ooh.
She ain't playing that game no more, Meneldur. She done. And wouldn't you know it, the second year came and went without sign of Aldarion. And even a third year. Who's shocked?
My God.
I'm shocked. You're shocked. No one's shocked. So at this point, Erendis is just over it as she grows, quote, hard and silent. She orders the house in Armenelos to be closed up again. And she's staying in Emeria for potentially ever at this point. She's just done. Quote, "Such love as she had was all given to her daughter, and she clung to her, and would not have Ancalimë leave her side, not even to visit Númenor and her kin in the Westlands."
Oh.
So not the healthiest choice. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I really do get it. But you're also... that's not healthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, Erendis is the only teacher Ancalimë had. She taught her how to read, how to write, how to speak Elvish, how to hate men, the things that all, little girls should grow up knowing. It is interesting that she taught her to speak Elvish because in the Westlands, it was more common to speak Elvish, which makes sense because their close friendship with the elves, like we talked about before. Everywhere else on Númenor, they usually spoke the Númenorian tongue, which Aldarion preferred to use. So naturally, when it came to Erendis' upbringing, she's like, oh no, you can know how to speak Númenorian, but in this house, we speak Elvish because your daddy doesn't like it. And so that's what we're going to do. I think spiteful is the best definition of Erendis at this point. And I don't blame her. It's not very healthy for little Ancalimë.
Yeah.
So as one does when you were raised with, this is a little Mother Gothel, a little bit. She is very isolated and closed off from the outside world. She only gets to hear and learn what her mom wants her to learn. So Ancalimë would read all she could get her hands on from scrolls and old books of the history and lore of Númenor and of the ancient days. Plus, she would often try and kind of eavesdrop on different stories and opinions from the washwoman or the other servants as they're talking to each other. But I'm sure, as you would understand, based on the descriptions we have of Erendis so far, apparently Erendis at this point in her life is terrifying, and the servants are all afraid of upsetting her, so they don't speak in front of Ancalimë, but they speak, when they think they're alone.
Oh.
So Ancalimë is getting these little snippets of outside life, but it's very, very small.
That seems really sad.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she is hurting her more than helping. So
yeah. I'm actually really loving this Mother Gothel analogy and Rapunzel of the shelteredness and kind of like keeping her safe and protected, but to the point of extremism.
Yeah.
Quote, there was little enough of laughter for Ancalimë in the White House in Emiraia. It was hushed and without music, as if one had died there not long since.
Oh, fun. That sounds like a super fun place to grow up.
Convent, library. I think convent's closer. Sounds like such a great way to grow up. And apparently there was no music because in Númenor, music was either played on instruments, which only apparently the men played, or they were like working songs sung by women, which I kind of love that. It's very like Scottish, which they only did, but they only did it far away from the house because they knew Erendis probably, like, this isn't the place for this. Like, this is like the quiet, man-hating area. This is the no fun zone. So we have to do that away.
Yeah.
So that the lady doesn't hear us. Sounds like a really good person to be around.
So fun.
Yeah, she's really leaning into the Morwen thing. The witch thing happening. I feel like that's also a vibe that we're going for here.
Yeah.
So that's actually where I'm going to leave you today.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. A super healthy upbringing for Ancalimë.
Super, super fun. But okay, that poor woman though. Like, you can't blame her for feeling this way when like she was so hopeful and trusting, and then her trust got broken over and over, and she just kept getting pushed aside, and she broke. She finally broke.
Which, okay, I don't understand her mother, who is like, you knew what you were getting into. She does have a point, but then at the same time, like, well, Mama Nuneth, how would you be in this relationship?
Yeah.
Like, easy for you to say.
Yeah. I don't know. Thankfully, I've never
There is a bit of, you kind of knew what you were getting. Not everyone changes, but, I definitely do think that there's like a tiny part in everyone that's like, I can change him.
But also like, before they even got married, he showed her his true self like multiple times. Like, hey, I'm actually not going to come back for like 7 years, 5 years. Like, you know what I mean? So she's not fully blameless of you kind of did this to yourself.
I'd say it's like an 80-20 blame.
Yeah.
I think 80-20 or maybe 70-30 blame.
Yeah.
70 being Aldarion, 30 being Erendis, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, we really need to start a bit called
Therapy
Middle
and
Earth
Middle
Therapy.
Earth. Yeah. All right. Any artists out there that want to help us with this bit? I am not an artist, but I am happy to provide the content.
I'm a dreamer.
I'm a dreamer. I really am a dreamer. That's literally, I'd say 9 times out of 10 when I'm texting Abby, I'm like, I had this idea. I need you to make it a reality.
Do it. Help me.
Isn't that how artists work? I come up with the idea and I give it to you and you're like, yes. And then you do it. No? Is that not how artists work?
Okay. No? Okay.
No? Okay. I mean, AI is kind of getting us there, but it's not quite to my level yet. You have to like pay for that version.
True. Well, Any world news or anything?
Yeah, yes, actually. So, in world news, Romania overtook Poland and Iceland. New Zealand overtook Puerto Rico. Pakistan went up a few, overtook the Republic of Lithuania, Bulgaria, and Serbia. Just stomped their way up there. And again, must be like best friends or something because Pakistan and Bangladesh are like just climbing it together. So they must be having
Whoa.
like kind of a listening party or something. And that's about it. But if you want to join our Patreon and hear me shout your country out, that's actually how one of our first patrons got on the Patreon. Is he's like, I was rooting for my country and I wanted to win.
Oh, that's cute.
So if you
Is
want to
that
join
our
our
friend
Patreon,
Dan? Is that Dan?
no, that was Tom. Remember, he was like,
Oh.
it was a bit of nation pride for the Netherlands. So you can join at patreon.com/Sisters of the Shire podcast. Or if you want to support us via rating or review, that really helps us. You can @, us on Instagram or Facebook. You can share stuff with us and just, we're very open. We love our listeners and we love your support. Big thank you to our current patrons, Dan, Kevin, Victoria, Avery, and Ryan. We really appreciate your support. It just means the world to us. I know that sounds cheesy, but it really does, that you guys are willing to chip in a little bit of your hard-earned money to help our podcast baby here.
Yeah.
Yes. It really does mean a lot because podcasting is not free, unfortunately. And so we do this out of the kindness of our hearts, but you guys helping just makes it even better, makes it worth
True.
it, makes it seem
True.
like you guys are actually listening and appreciate it. So thank you.
Yeah.
And I think that is it for my spiel. Abby, anything I missed?
Just share us as much as you like word of mouth, over Instagram, over TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk to us on our Instagram, send us fun stories of Tolkien related things. If you are an artist, Tolkien artist, we'd love to see your work. We can maybe even feature you on our
Yes.
stories, our page. So yeah, we're pretty chill. We're pretty nice if you want to come say hi.
If you're bored and looking for new content, I always have the ideas. Always.
It's true. It's true. Well, thank you for teaching me today.
You're welcome. Until next time, I've been Ashley.
And I've been Abby, and this has been the Sisters of the Shire podcast. And we are so glad you joined us today. And we hope you can join us next time. Bye!
Thank you for teaching me a day.
Yay!